loves, it's Charlie Houston-Sykes with this week's Booze and Bites. This week I'm going to be talking to you about cider. Believe it or not, Manchester's actually been putting cider nationally on the scene for quite a while. Manchester Cider Club has been completely instrumental in growing the cider scene, and I'm not talking about the big brands of cider, I'm talking about the independent little brands. And believe it or not, we also have a number up here in the north. It's not all West Country, it's not all down south. We have some amazing producers up here in the northwest. So first of all, I'll introduce you to Dunham Press. As you might have gathered from the name, they're based out near Dunham Massey in Cheshire. They've been going for quite a few years now. Originally started with apple juice. They've now moved into cider, and they produce quite a few varieties, both blends and single variety ciders, and a perry. That's where it's made with pears as opposed to apples. They also on site have a shop, so you can go for a mooch around. You can go have a cup of coffee, a piece of cake, or some cider if you prefer. You can also have a wander around the orchard and see where the apples are actually grown that they then produce into cider. Second of all, let's bring us back to the city centre. Yes, we have a cider producer in the city centre. Now they do have an orchard. It's very, very young. It's nowhere near producing apples yet. But what they do produce is cider using donated fruit. So this is actually apples that have come from people's gardens or that have been saved from being disposed of in bins. They've worked with Open Kitchen in Manchester, who save food from being just simply binned and wasted. And they also get a lot of other fruit. So they've also produced a rhubarb cider, which is incredible, really delicious, highly recommended. They are based on Temperance Street, as you might have gathered from the name. So if you want to go and have a look around, they are actually part of a brewery tap, which is known as Beer Nouveau. So you can pop down, have a beer and a cider that's made on site, which is amazing. Finally, we're actually going to hop over to Liverpool and I'm going to introduce you to Brennan's. Now, they are relatively new on the scene and it's a band of brothers who are behind it, but they have created some absolutely stunning ciders. I've had a couple that have been made in almost a champagne style, so you actually get them, they're the clean, crisp Prosecco style cider. Absolutely delicious. Cannot recommend them enough if you can get hold of them, which is sometimes a little bit of a challenge when it's smaller producers. So I'm going to give a quick shout out to Cat in the Glass, which, if you want to get into cider, actually is based in the city centre, based in Manchester, and they have some of the best ciders from across the country. They're also really, really good for advice. So if you don't know what you're drinking, you're kind of tempted to give it a go, but you want some advice as to what to drink first, drop them a message and they'll sort you out. And that's it from me this week. I will be back next week with Booze and Bites yet again. And in the meantime, you can find me on all forms of social media if you have any questions or queries about booze. Bye for now.